So Azzy is a doctor, so I just want to like have like like a medical perspective of mental health and how people like are suffering, and how not just suffering like general well-being of mental health. So like, can you just first of all like just talk about like what is mental health?
So I will start by saying mental health is just someone's emotional well-being, psychological emotional well-being. So the way WHO define health as a state of complete physical, emotional well-being. So apart from not the absence of an illness, so the mind will not have an organic
And time when actually need to work, that's a night time. You understand? So in the data, because the Bible says in Psalm 119 verse 105, it says, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path." That's the light of God that's in your life. That's the daytime that you have in your life. Because at that time in your life, you have the sight. You have like you know where you're going to. You can actually plant seeds on earth that will germinate for you. Every word you say will be accounted for. Hi everyone, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, and I'm actually getting used to saying that, I don't know why. So anyways, you're welcome to Rema 365. So first of all, I just want to talk about the event we had on Saturday. The event was mind-blowing. I can imagine, like the word says, the theme says is wordful expressions. So imagine people coming together to express their heartfelt gratitude to God. Telling God how much it means. So I wouldn't say I had any favorite minister of the day, but like every single minister that came out to minister touched me in one way. You understand? It was very, very engaging, and we saw the likes of King David. When he was ministering, he went into music as well, and he had so much to say about God and about his life as a Christian and all. And we had that Go coming up with a lantern story about like how he misses home, and he related that back to God. You can see the whole diversity about how he was able to like bring missing home and talking about how God was able to like keep him. And we also had Dolakpo talking about Bible verses from A to Z. I mean, I can barely get like 5 in my head a day, and she had like 26. It's actually very encouraging. So I am so happy. I'm actually so happy. And that brings me to my topic. But before I talk about that, I want to say thank you to everyone that came out to support us at Rema 365. We actually have a very big team, like I said on the last episode, and it was amazing because seeing the amount of people supporting us, pastors coming, and people that were even invited on the day coming as well. I was blown, to be honest. But we thank God for all that, and when God is involved in something, you tend not to see your hand, but God's hand working in it. And it just, I'm talking, everything is bringing me to the topic of today. I was trying to leave it like later on, you understand, but I don't want to keep the video for too long, so I'll just bring up my notes now. God, this is a blessed topic, to be honest. I was actually having a chat with Green, on one of my friends, and we all of a sudden, like, he was talking about the joy of the Lord is my strength. And he was trying to explain some things in there that really struck me. When you read the Bible so many times, but you don't get the revelation, you don't get the Rema word from a particular scripture, and all of a sudden someone speaks about it to you, and it hits you like very, very hard in your heart, and you're like, how come I have not been able to understand this for such a long time? I can remember Pastor Chris talking about something once, and it was like, it's now that he's old that he understands a particular part of the Bible. Which means that for every revelation, God keeps a time for you to understand that. Right? The Bible says time and chance happen to everyone. So it was maybe I thank God for it being my time to understand the joy of the Lord is my strength. Understanding that aspect very well. But hopefully, by the grace of God, I'm going to bring Green one day, very soon to Rema 365. I'm going to bring him here, right here. He's going to sit right here next to me, and we'll talk about that. So onto the episode for today. So the joy of the Lord is my strength. So I want us to open our Bible to Nehemiah 8 verse 10. Let's first of all see where that came out from the Bible, so we can be able to talk about it very well. So Nehemiah 8 verse 10 reads, it says, "Then he said to them, Go your way, eat the fat drink the sweet, and send portions to those for whom nothing is prepared. For the day is holy to our Lord. Do not sorrow, for the joy of the Lord is your strength. So I just want to bring that out. Like, I don't know if I should title this very short exhortation, "The Believer's Strength." So, talking about the joy of the Lord is your strength. Have you ever wondered why a Christian, a born-again Christian, going through so much, you're going through so much in your life, but yet you have that peace of the Lord on the inside of you? You have this strong, deep-rooted peace on your inside without you even realizing where it comes from. I know it sounds like something you get to hear about every single day, but like, you know, when you have that peace in your heart where you know that everything will be all right. This is why this is why we actually encourage in church to say it shall be well, which means that no matter what you're going through, everything in your life that's going wrong will definitely go right. My case study today is the man Job. You know, for a long time I've been trying to understand how Job was able to take all these things. Let's first of all read Job 1:1. I think that's where God was having the conversation with the devil about Job. And it says, there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was blameless and upright, and one who feared God and shunned evil. Now listen, Job had no sin in him. The Bible called him blameless and upright. You understand? He had no sin in him. In God, it's different to say, okay, yeah, like he's a good man, but he doesn't know God. The Bible made us understand here that he was one who feared God and shunned evil. It talks about how a man was able to go through so much trials and temptations in his life, but yet he was still standing. Even though I think there was a part in the Bible, like in Job, where, you know, where God told the devil that, have you tried my son Job? And you know, the devil was trying to like tell God that, oh yeah, why won't he be prospering? Why won't he be good when you put like a hedge around him? That by virtue of Job being blameless, he had the hedge of God already around him, surrounding his life, everything around his life. But you see, the devil went to God, and God told him about Job. And imagine God bragging about someone, bragging so deeply about someone, and telling the devil how much Job was upright, like how much Job will not sin against him. So I'm here thinking like it was kind of like a bet between God and the devil. You understand? But God knew something that the devil did not know. I'm trying to bring it out now. Actually, that's Job 1 verse 8. So the Bible says, then the Lord said to Satan, have you considered my servant Job, that there is none like him on earth, a blameless and upright man, one who fears God and shuns evil. So Satan was now reminding God, does Job fear God for nothing? Have you not made a hedge around his household? You're trying to tell God that it's by virtue of what God has done for Job that Job actually fears him. But Job had a deep-rooted strength that automatically made the hedge around him. He had joy. For even when everything was going wrong in Job's life, Job refused to curse God. While I was talking to Green, it was Job that came into my mind straight up. Job refused to say anything bad about God. His wife told him, curse God and die. Job refused to curse God. He was true to his love for God. He knew that like that was his strength. Imagine a man that lost every single thing, a rich man. I mean a very rich, a prosperous man that had the fear of God in him. He had everything going on well in his life. He needed nothing. Like he was satisfied. But yet his strength did not lie in the things he had. But his strength was in God. Do you understand that? So like when we talk about joy now, you know, the way we kind of like differentiate joy from happiness, and you know, say joy is permanent, but happiness is temporary. But like the revelation I got now was that The joy that we get, the strength that we get is from God. Like when God is happy, He gives us His strength. That's what the Bible says. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Think about. Let's also bring another case scenario. David in the Bible. David says, the Bible says that, and David encouraged himself in the Lord. I want to read Psalm 28 verse 7. The Lord is my strength and my shield. My heart trusted in Him, and I am helped. Therefore my heart gladly rejoices, and with my song I will sing. With my song I will sing praise to Him. So you can imagine someone like a king telling you that he doesn't trust in the things he has, maybe in his army, but the joy of the Lord is my strength. He actually said in verse 1, he says, the Lord is my strength and my shield. So which means that by virtue of that, when you have the joy of the Lord in your life, there is nothing else you can do but be happy, because you have your strength. You do not need to go about every day boasting about what you have and what you do not have, and saying to yourself that, oh yeah, listen, I have talking about like the worldly benefits of things that you have and what you don't have. And if you can see from Job 1:21, Job said something very, 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 very deep, because he had the joy of the Lord as his strength. So he said, imagine someone that has been that pained, and the Bible says in Job 1:21, he says, and he said, naked I came from my mother's womb, and naked shall I return there. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all this, Job did not sin nor charge God with wrong. How many of us, like in our daily life, okay, maybe let's say probably you didn't get a job, and then you start telling yourself that, oh, I believe that I didn't get a job because I didn't pray well enough, or maybe I was not good enough for them, and all of a sudden your joy wanes, it goes down, and all of a sudden you not find yourself being depressed or something like that, just having such negative surge of emotions in your life. But you see a man that lost all his children, every single thing that he valued, but yet he did not curse God. He did not blame God for anything that God had done. He did not blame God for anything that went wrong in his life. Yet he was able to stand and say, blessed be the name of the Lord. That amazes me, man. That amazes me. Like having that inner feeling that even when things will go wrong in your life, the joy of the Lord will remain your strength. Which means that you have this inner peace at all times. Like when people like go through so many bad things in their lives, and all of a sudden they get so depressed about life and all. But when you have the joy of the Lord on the inside of you, you have no other reason but to be happy, because you have strength. You have strength that comes from within. Because how else can the Bible says, and David encouraged himself in the Lord, which means that his own physical strength failed him. Everything around him was so bad, but because he knew the joy of the Lord is his strength, he was able to go and overtake and pursue his enemies. What is it that you're looking for in your life? How much have you searched for God to make his joy become your strength? Do you understand? I'm actually very happy talking about this, because I've come to realize that it's not in how much you pray. Sometimes it's not in how much you worship, but it's how much joy you have on your inside that you can be able to bring out in times of trials and tribulations. So for you to know that at that point in your life where you want to give up, at that point in your life where you know that things are not working as you want them to work for you, you can be able to say that the joy of the Lord is my strength. And that strength that you have gives you peace of mind. I like talking about this. I brought only 2 people in the Bible. There are actually so many of them, but I just brought only 2 case scenarios: Job and David. These are people that when things went bad in their life, they were able to forge ahead, and they had strength because they actually knew They knew their standing with God. They knew where they stand with God. They knew that the joy of the Lord is their strength. That's why they were not moved by the things they saw. So I just want to say, like, I don't know what you're going through, but I just know that if you decide to make the joy of the Lord your strength, you can go through anything. There is nothing that will stop you. You will be insurmountable. God is with you, and you're strong, and you're powerful, and God bless you for taking our time to watch this video. Have an awesome day. It's actually 9 here right now, so I'm about to go to bed. So you have a nice day, and God bless you.
I'm getting a ripple effect, or I'm raising the praise at the highest place. It's true that I'm lost without you.
Hallelujah, para, ese Jesus, on your